Straight out of Brooklyn, New York comes rapper, actor Dante Terrell Smith, born on December 11th, 1973. And for you all that don't know him by Dante Terrell Smith, you may know him by his most popular name. None other than the one and only Mos Def. While in middle school, Mos Def he drew a fascination for acting. In 1988, at the age of 14, he landed his first acting gig in the TV film God Bless the Child. In 1990, he landed a role on the short-lived family TV sitcom You Take the Kids. With him getting a little taste of the acting performing bug, he drew less interest in school and education, really formal schooling anyway. And in his sophomore year, he dropped out of high school. He avoided being a statistical casualty of the New York streets for the most part by working on plays on and off Broadway and participating in arts programs, though. In 1994, he began his music career, forming a group called UTD, which stood for Urban Thermodynamics. He formed the group with his younger brother and a high school friend. Their one and only album released to date is called Manifest Destiny. This album was released in 1995, by the way. In 1996, Mos Def decided to go solo. He began his solo musical journey by working with other artists such as De La Soul, and Bush Babies. Also in 1996, he had a small role in Michael Jackson's short film called Ghosts. In 1997, he dropped his first musical joint, the single Universal Magnetic. In 1998, he formed a rap duo with fellow rapper Talib Kweli, and they called the rap duo Black Star. They released an album called Mos Def and Talib Kweli are Black Star. The singles of note dropped from this album are Respiration and Definition. In 1999, continuing on his solo journey, he released his actual debut album called Black on Both Sides, featuring the hit song Miss Fat Booty. Although his rap career was in full bloom, he did not abandon his acting desires. He appeared in an episode of the TV show NYPD Blue and the TV sitcom My Wife and Kids. He also garnered small acting roles in movies such as 2000's Bamboozled, 2001's Carmen, a hip opera, and 2002's Brown Sugar. In 2004, his second solo album was released called The New Danger. The New Danger has been Mos Def's most commercially successful album to date, mainly because of the hit single Love, Sex, and Money. Oops, my bad. Let me backtrack a little bit. The New Danger was his most commercially successful album thus far. But it was mainly in part to, not because, or mainly because, but in part because of the single, which I got wrong the first time when I said Love, Sex, and Money. The title was actually called Sex, Love, and Money. You got to get them titles right. So it was in part, it was the most successful album thus far, in part to the single Sex, Love, and Money. In 2006, he went on to release the album called True Magic. In 2007, he worked with rapper Kanye West on his 2007 Graduation album, on two singles from that album. One was called Drunk and Hot Girls, where he collaborated with Kanye. And the other was a bonus track called Good Night. The two had worked previously together on a song called Two Words from Kanye's 2004 album College Dropout. Also in 2007, Mos Def appeared on the Roots album Rising Down. In 2009, Mos Def released his fourth solo album called The Ecstatic. Also in 2009, he released a limited edition Converse kicks that he designed. And they were distributed through Foot Locker stores. So it was a limited time though. Soon after, he created his own clothing line as well. His clothing line was created with the Underground brand, and his clothing line was called Mos Def Cut and Sew Collection. His clothing line was sold in selected stores, but mostly it was able to be purchased via the Underground website. In 2011, he informed the world that he had legally changed his name to Yasiin Bey and will go on to be known by that name and would like to be referred to by that name, and that he was retiring his old name of Mos Def. Although he announced his legal name change to Yasiin Bey in 2011, he revived his old stage name of Mos Def when he was featured on A$AP Rocky's 2015 hit song Back Home. Also in 2015, Yasiin Bey revived his old stage name of Mos Def for 2 tracks that he dropped. One called Bass Screwette Ghostwriter, and the other was called Cincy on the Block. Cincy on the Block. In 2016, Yasiin Bey announced that he would be retiring from the film and music industries. He also stated that his forthcoming album, December 99th, will be his last album. Well, that album, December 99th, was released in December of 2016, and it released 3 singles, one called Local Time, a track called NAW. I'm not quite sure what that NAW stands for, but the track is N.A.W. So, yeah. And another track called Seaside Panic Room. Also, around the same time as the release of December 99th, which Yasiin Bey said would be his last and final studio album, he announced the 2 new albums upcoming. One called, he gave the titles of one called Niggas in Natural Person, and the other one was called As Promised. So he notified people that 2 new albums were coming around the same time he supposedly released his final album in December 2016. In 2017, Yasiin Bey's quote-unquote retirement became less believable as he continued to do shows without an expected release date of his quote-unquote final 2 albums. In 2019, he abruptly switched up and said he had no plans of releasing the last 2 albums of his career, neither digitally nor physically. So, no last 2 albums of his career is coming out, neither digitally nor physically, per Yasiin Bey. Also in 2019, he continued to work with other artists such as Black Thought and Freddie Gibbs. In 2021, he created the Midnight Miracle podcast with himself, Talib Kweli, and comedian Dave Chappelle. In 2022, he and Talib Kweli released another Black Star album called No Fear of Time. Yasiin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def, at the very least is a very interesting man. He seems to be spontaneous and random and all over the place. And hey, we just, I personally wish him all the best and thank him for all the entertainment he shared with all of us. I doubt if that 2022 album with Talib Kweli, No Fear of Time, I doubt if that was the last we'll hear of him. I know that he announced that he was retiring from the film and music industry in 2016, so I don't know how that's going or what, he's worked after that, so I don't know. And I believe that we will see him in the future as well, in future projects. So I don't know, because he has shown to be random and all over the place. So don't be shocked to see him in 2025 and beyond, in films and doing music. So whether it's producing or him on the mic, and him performing. So look out for him, because I think it's highly likely that we will see him performing in some type of way in the future, in the near future. If not already, if he's not already performing or doing this thing right now. But with that, like I said, I wish Yasiin Bey nothing but blessings and continued light. And with that, I'm going to end the video right here. Please feel free to like, share, and comment on this video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. After subscribing, please click that little notification bell in order to be notified of any new uploads from the channel. With that, I am out. I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace. One love. Stay safe and stay blessed.